Welcome back to another segment of Easier Golfing. Today we're going to talk about flighting your wedges, how to change the trajectory, and be able to know what pin to hit this trajectory at. We're going to skip the basic setup and the motion of the swing, as we have covered that before. If you haven't seen those yet, I'd recommend going ahead and watching those videos on tempo and be able to control your distance wedges. So today we're talking about the flight. How do we hit that higher and lower shot? Well, there's a lot of things we can do with our sternum at address and how we finish with the club to make that happen. So first we're going to talk about the higher shot. In my opinion, that's the easier of the two, but we have to be careful of how our body is at address. My normal shot, my ball position is a little slightly forward of center. What I'm going to do is I'll scoot it up about a half a ball, I'll tilt a little bit behind it, and I'm going to lean a little bit more into my lead leg. On my finish, I'm going to finish a little bit higher. Alright, so it's going to look like this from this position. So again, ball about a half a ball forward. I'm going to lean forward so my weight doesn't get stuck back here, and I'll add a little bit of torso tilt so my sternum gets behind it, and I'm going to finish higher with the swing. Now, when would I want to hit this shot? Well, typically you're going to want to hit a higher shot when you have a pin that's in the front of the green. Now, we got to understand that this ball is going to go shorter because we're trying to hit it higher, so we want to take a bigger swing or change the loft of the club. Now, a couple other ways you can make it go higher is just adjusting the angle of the face at address. But today, we're just going to use our body to make that change, okay? So, ball position's up, half a ball. I'm leaning a little bit more left. My sternum is behind it, and I'm just going to finish higher with the club. Again, this is great for a pin that's more forward on the green. Wow, that was really high, but that's a shot we wanted to hit. So now let's talk about the lower one. How are we going to flight this shot lower? It's just going to be a little bit of the opposite. I'm going to take this ball, I'm going to scoot it back a half a ball versus forward half a ball. From there, I'm still going to lean left with my weight. I'm going to take my sternum and I'm going to level out my shoulders a little bit more. So on the previous one, my shoulders were like this. Now, I'm going to be a little bit more level to the ground. And I'm going to finish a little bit lower. Now you might ask, when do I want to do this? Might want to do this when we're into the wind. And when that pin's in the back, we want to land it middle and let it roll out. We have a little bit of release. So it's better to flight a wedge lower into a back pin, one higher into a front pin. And then remember what the wind does too. So downwind, we want to keep it low. Downwind, we want to launch it a little higher because it's going to push it down. Into the wind, we want to launch it a little bit lower. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so ball, half a ball back, still leaning left, leveling out my shoulders to be more parallel to the ground, and then my finish will be a little bit lower. So versus the high, I'm gonna be a little lower. Let's see what happens. That was awesome. That flighted about a third the height of the first one. So if we're able to control the trajectory of our wedges, we're going to play really, really well. Now, we have to understand that the lower one's going to go further, it's going to roll more, have less spin. The higher one's going to land softer, it's going to go shorter. So through practice, we'll be able to understand how to flight it and be able to how to control our distances better. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and click like and subscribe. Comment down below with any questions.